Got stuck. What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be working on the Audi. It's about time that it needs a service for the timing belt, because it's a belt, not a chain. Still not chain driven at that point. It's a timing belt and also water pump and an oil change. I didn't want to do this. It's a lot of work. So we're gonna knock this out today. I gotta get it done. It's my mom's car, she really needs it, so I need to knock that out. We're gonna tear apart the whole front end. That's why I was not looking forward to it. But like I said, it's something that needs to be done, and the car is just, it runs weird. It doesn't heat up sometimes, or sometimes it just runs at normal temperature. You'll be running on the freeway, it'll completely go cold. Yeah, before we have any issues with that car, I'm going to tear into it. It's been like that since we bought it, but we have not really, I haven't really made the time for it, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna move the E90 out of the way so we can get in the work bay. I bought a canopy, so we weren't in the sun today. So, testing. Let's get started. I just got back home from the gym, so I'm gonna swap out my clothes so I can get a little bit dirty, but I gotta move the Subaru engine. I'm probably just gonna pull that back just so it's not in the way, so I can pull the Audi a little bit more forward. I think literally the way that this is supposed to be done is completely tear the front end. Let me show you guys why we have to tear into it that far. So obviously the timing belt is up here, and I need to take off this cover and then all of this front stuff. And we should probably do the serpentine belt while we're in there. There is obviously no room to get in there and work on anything. So we literally have to take this whole support off, take off the front bumper, the front bash bar, the condenser, the radiator, and that should give us the room and the access to the front of the car. Yeah, like I said, this is a lot of work, and I was really not wanting to do this, but it's gotta be done. And I do feel bad because I said I was gonna do this before and I have not gotten to it. So I am going to work on that this weekend. I was supposed to do the bumper for the E90, but we can do that tomorrow. Let's knock this out, get this taken care of, and then we can go back to working on our cars. So I put this thing up. I bought this last weekend because I thought we were gonna go work on an M4. Turns out they got backed up on us. I am gonna keep it because I can use it either way here. I just don't want to be in the sun, or like at least like being rained on or anything. Keeps the weather out. So I'm keeping it. I moved the engine back a little bit. It's really heavy. I can't really move it by myself, and it drags the tarp. So I'm just gonna leave it there. I have enough space here to work, I believe. Like I said, I have to rip apart the whole front end. So I think I'm gonna start with the bumper. I'm gonna start pulling off the bumper. I'm gonna lift the car up, pull the bumper. We'll see what we have to go to after that. I honestly probably should have done some research before I got into this, but I think we'll do it as we go. I don't think it's gonna be that hard to really get into this. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. Disassembling, I don't think it's gonna be that bad. We'll see. I've never worked on any of these cars. I've never worked on Audis, so this is my first time, but I don't think it could be that difficult. Let's try to knock this out, see how far we get, and hopefully we don't break anything. Bumper's off. That was a mission. Now I gotta pull off the condenser, this support. Yeah, right now, like I said, the only thing I think I'm gonna do next is pull this complete support off, and then we will start pulling the condenser, the radiator, and the headlights. Okay, so far I have not broken one thing except the little plastic clip over there and something over there on the bumper, but it's just like a screw that I can replace. I guess I'll start working on getting that pulled off. I've gotten this far. I have no idea what to do now, so I gotta do some research, but let me show you guys exactly what I've done. This piece and that front brace are two different pieces. This actually takes air from the turbo, runs it into the intercooler, and then into the intake, which is really dope. I've never seen that before. This is really thick. It's almost like a bash bar, but it passes air through, so it works as two different things, which, like I said, I've never seen before. It's kind of cool to see. Headlights and all that stuff came off first. The condenser, you can just twist it over. That's why these lines bend, so then you don't have to lose your pressure. So just throw that over. That should be fine there. I didn't have to disconnect anything else over here. I did disconnect the wires here because if you try disconnecting everything over here, it's just a big ass mess, and I don't think it's gonna be easy to disconnect that motor, so I left all the wires on You can see all the connectors are there. They're all colored, so it's not like I could swap them out on accident. And I feel like they only go in one way. I should have marked them, but I did not. I think I saw the thermostat housing back here somewhere. I think we'll start pulling that off next. I have to get to the timing belt. And to do that, it seems like I'm gonna have to remove this front pulley. I'm not really sure how to get into that belt. So I don't want to pull stuff apart that I don't need to. So I'm going to do some research real quick and then we will keep going. Turns out that pulley comes off with just the 4 bolts. I took those off and I wiggled this and I just thought maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, this bolt can stay on. This one just holds this gear to the crank and then this goes on this one and it guides with that little pin right there. So that wasn't too bad. Now, the next thing I have to figure out is how to get this cover off, which shouldn't be too hard. Looks like there's a 10 right there, a 10 right there, an Allen in there, and then I probably will have to pull off this tensioner, and that should be about it. I don't see anything else that would be in the way. Let's get those off really quickly and see where we get from there. So it seems like we have a problem. This water pump is not the same as that one. That one you can see that big ass gear. This one you can't even see it this close. That's the gear for the water pump, and the pulley's different. You can see that one's not that big, that one's freaking huge, and the belt is not the same. So I'm going to hope the thermostat is the same one and we'll just slap the thermostat on. This car never overheated, it just had problems warming up to temperature. Honestly, I think that's just the thermostat that's getting stuck open. Just open. I don't think it's gonna be water pump related. The timing belt, we were gonna do that as well, but it looks brand new. You can see the numbers on it. I don't know, it looks good to me. I don't think it's gonna rip anytime soon. That tensioner looks fine to me as well. Everything's got tension, so I don't think that's gonna go out. We're just gonna leave it, and if it goes out later, we'll fix it later. But as of right now, the only other belt that I have noticed that should be swapped is the AC belt. That one's actually cracking really badly, just like my voice. That one's actually cracking really badly, so we're gonna swap that out again later. For right now, I might just throw it back on just so the car works, and then I'm gonna do, like I said, the thermostat really quickly, and then throw the whole car back together. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of stuff that I have to take apart and put together now, but I'm going to put everything together, like I said, and we'll say screw it. Like I said, everything was good. If things look worn, if they look like they need to swap, I wouldn't be throwing it back together. But to me, it looks good. I don't think it's an issue. I might shoot a couple pictures and send them out to one of the homies, have their input on it, and tell me if they think that it should pass. This mechanical water pump, I don't think it should fail. Looking at the one outside of the car, they should be relatively the same. It looks fine. It looks like, I don't think it'd break, and I think it'd be fine. I'm gonna slap the whole rest of the car together, and like I said, throw that thermostat on. Hopefully that one works. Hopefully that thermostat matches up with the stock one. I'm kind of bummed I did all this work for nothing. So the whole car is put back together now, and I think I put it back together better than how I took it apart, because the lip was falling off and the bumper on this side was falling off, and I think I figured that out, and I think I figured out why the lip was falling off. I think it's a little bit better now, but we'll see. Right now, next thing I'm going to do is start putting the coolant. I'm not really sure of the bleed procedure. Seems like this is the highest point, kind of like the Subarus. The highest point usually helps bleed, so I'm just going to fill this up. Once this is filled, I'm going to start the car, and it should bleed itself if I just leave the cap off. We'll see. I'm not 100% sure. So far so good. I think we'd see a leak if it was leaking. I'm gonna give it a minute and then I'll pick up the camera. If anything, either good or bad. The car is all back together. I got worried for a bit because the AC was not working and the heater was blowing fine. I turned on the heater so it could help bleed, but the AC was not working at all. And I remember I didn't check a lot of the connections on the passenger side, so I just took off the bumper from that side, pulled it up, and sure enough I had one connector missing. So the AC works now and seems like everything else is working fine. The car did hit running temperature of like 200 degrees, and then the fan kicked on, it cooled down to like 194, 195, and it did that idling. So thermostat is doing its job. Before, it would sit here and idle and it'd be cold, which is weird. It never overheat, it never have like bubbling out of like the reservoir or anything, so I don't want to say that anything like engine internal wise was wrong. I'm gonna hit up Tristan and see if he's still up at the shop. He had a big ass RV to detail this weekend, so I am going to hit him up. If he's still at the shop, I think we're gonna go up to the shop and we're going to check the deck on his block, because I've been wanting to check it. He took his head to the machine shop and it was warped. So with his head being warped, I'm guessing there might be some warpage in the block, especially how bad it sounds like the head was. So I want to go check his block before we throw the head on. But yeah, let me shoot him a text and see if he's still available. If not, I guess we'll just have to end the vlog. Well, never mind. Tristan left the shop almost 5 hours ago, so we are not gonna go head up there. I guess this is it. We're not doing anything else. I wanted to cut some of these pieces off from the like plastic. There's a couple of pieces that like some fins are filled in, and so I kind of wanted to cut those out, but it's not really needed. I think I'm gonna start working on the bumper for the E90 tomorrow. I said I was gonna do that last weekend and I didn't. I kind of decided to go slack off instead, and that's been me for the past 2 months. So that is why I have not been uploading as much as I probably should, and I apologize. I've just, I don't know, I hit like a wall of like tired, and so I stopped working a lot, and I took a couple weekends. I stopped working on the weekends and I stopped vlogging. I stopped fixing cars just because I just wanted a little bit more of a break. But I noticed this week that I've been slacking it really badly, and it's just gotten to a point where it's like, I think I'm depressed from it. Like, I haven't done anything car related in a while, and I don't do much car related stuff, so that brings me down. I noticed that brings me down because it's just, I'm not working on a goal, I'm not working on something that makes me happy, and so it brings me down. And I've noticed that I don't even want to get out of bed in the morning to go to work, so it's like, yeah, something's wrong. And I realized, yeah, I'm not working on cars. I'm not working on cars, and that helps. Really does. Ups my mood. It lets me know that I'm at least doing something for myself. I will definitely be working on the cars more. Another thing I wanted to do was put that engine in the Subaru, but that didn't happen either. I wanted to pull the head studs out of the other engine and slap it in this engine, but I don't think that's gonna happen either. Right now funds aren't the best. I don't really want to spend a lot right now. I think I'm just going to drop the engine in, and I thought about doing it in like 30 minutes, seeing how fast I could do it, but it's not the smartest thing ever. I'd miss a lot. I know I'd definitely miss a lot. I think we're gonna bring the Subaru back. If not this weekend, next weekend. We're bringing the Subaru back. Every time Tristan comes over, he just looks at it and he's like, dude, I'm so sad that that thing does not run. It just looks so good, and it really does. It needs the door piece right there, and that would complete that flare. It needs a wing. A wing would completely change the look of the car. And yeah, I do miss the Subaru. I really do. It's been, I sat in it yesterday just to like kind of get that feel of it again. Like, do I really miss a car? I miss the car. So I think I'm gonna work on it. Like I said, maybe tomorrow we might knock out the bumper for the E90 tomorrow. If not, we're gonna do this swap on the Subaru. One or the other. I have not decided yet. Like I said, I also wanted to go check Tristan's block before he put that together, because he's doing his head work this week. So then sometime next week or the week after, he should get that back. And then he's really gonna need help. So I don't know. We might, I don't know. We'll see what we do. I've got a lot to do, and like I said, I'm gonna get on it. I'm gonna start getting on it again. I've been slacking for a bit, but yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video here, guys. I've had a day with the Audi, so yeah, I'm done for today. If you guys like the video, go down and hit that like button. Comment down below. Comment. I want to see how many of you guys are excited to bring the Subaru back. So let me know down in the comment section below. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one.